Good day, everyone. Hi.
Hello.
There you are, guys.
So before anything else, let us first introduce ourselves.
Yes. Hi, I'm Teacher Ira.
Hello, I'm Teacher Camille,
Hola, I'm Teacher May. So we are
your teacher for today's educational tool entitled
Classes for Kids. So this tool is applicable for those grade 4 to grade 10 students who have exam and multi-subject, specifically in music.
I know that there are so many questions lingering in your mind. To answer that, let me introduce this educational tool. So this educational tool is created for the teachers, but not only for the teachers, of course, only for the students. So let's start. In the Home tab, you can see the features where the composers and their works are shown. So under that, you can see the highlight of this tool. So we listen together. It allows teachers and students to listen most especially in classical music. Second, musical instrument. We can learn about the folk music instruments. And lastly, music. Helps you learn about classical music and give you tips and advices. Next, we go to the Composers tab, where we can find out all about the composers from A to Z, composers by country, composers by period, and composers by timeline. So now let us go to the games. So let us wait for a minute. And another minute. So there you go. So the games, these are really fun and can enhance your skills in music, most especially to our students. Yeah, there are games which you can compose your very own music, match the rhythm, note names, composer, time machine. Now let us go to the music. So here we are in the music tab, where we can see the different features of it. So here we can hear the music. We have musical dictionary, instruments of the orchestra, instrument families, musical careers, musical periods, and you can be a musical explorer. And for the last tab, here we go. For the grown-ups. So we'll just wait for a minute. And another minute. Here we go. So we have lesson plans, of course, for the teacher, tips and advices, not only for the parents but also for the teacher, books and media, music education, and for the parents, help for guiding your child's interest in music. For the teachers, help for making music part of your regular classroom activities. To further discuss the use of this educational tool, let us all welcome Teacher Camille.
Hi there. So my task is to demonstrate to you on how we're going to use this educational tool. So what we're going to do now is simple. Just keep your eyes on here and be ready. So first thing to do is to search in Google, type classic for kids, and after that, here is it. You can see now the feature of this educational tool. We have here the home, the composers, the games, the music, the more, and for growing. So for the home, you can see now the feature of the composers updated every week. So there are really changes every week. Aside from that, you can see the different composers from different century. Let's add on here also the highlights of this educational tool. We have the listen together, folk music instruments, and the last one, we have the tips and advice. So after we tackle about the home, let's proceed now to the composers. So here is it. All you need to do is to click this one. Then you can see here the different categories of under composers. We have first composers from A to Z, composers by country, composers by period, and the last one we have composers from timeline. So for composers A to Z, an alphabetical list of composers from Adams to Weber. So next we have composers for country, an interactive map to explore the composers of the world. The next one, we have the composers by period. Learn the difference between classical, baroque, romantic, modern, and more. And the last one, we have the composers timeline, an interactive journey through the time featuring classical music and the events of the day. So I'll give you an example. Just click composers A to Z. So after you click the composers A to Z, it will bring you into this. It has the list of the different composers arranged alphabetically. So you go back, then click another category. We have the composers by country. So as you click this one, you can now see the map. Example, you click Finland. As you click Finland, it will see you the composers live in Finland. Go back. Next, we have the composers by period. Click this. And then, it has many choices from early music to romantic that it has the list of the different composers found on that particular period. Go back and let's proceed now to the last category. We have the composers for timeline. So as you click the last category, we have the composers for timeline. We have here. It's just look like a time frame. It is an interactive journey through time featuring classical music and the events of the day. So it talks about the times where the composers composed themselves and where and when the period they had been fought. Go back. So after now we talk all about the composers tab, let's now proceed to the games tab. Click this one. And here is it. You can see the different kinds of game. We have composer very own music, match the rhythm, note names, and the last one, we have the composer time machine. So for the composer very own music, it's just simple. You just compose your own music with the use of this one. Next, match the rhythm. So just tap the space bar and match, of course, the rhythm. The third one, we have the note names. You use the letters of the notes to form words. Next, composer's time machine. You learn about music and history. So for example, I'll choose note names. So we're going to play this one. So all you need to do is to choose from here, drag the letter, to match from the notes that you found here. Next, drag the letter C, put it in here, and the last one we have the letter E. So we got correct. Continue this one as you proceed or you get to high level. So we go back. So after we tackle about the games, let's now proceed to the music tab. Click this tab. There you go. You can see how the different category under music tab. We have the Hear the Music, Musical Dictionary, Instruments of the Orchestra, Instrument Families, Musical Careers, Musical Periods, and the last one, we have Be a Musical Explorer. So when you click Hear the Music, All you need is to listen to all of the music that made the composers famous. As you click the musical dictionary, of course, it is an interactive dictionary of the musical terms. You will know the different or difficult terms under music. Next, we have instruments of the orchestra. It is an interactive way to see and hear the instrument of the orchestra. Instrument families. Just like you, musical instruments have also families. See how the instruments are categorized. Next, we have musical careers. Musical careers take many forms. You can be a performer, you can be also a conductor, an administrator, or a teacher. Next, we have musical periods. From this category, you listen to special web programs about periods in music history. And the last one, we have Be a Musical Explorer. You can be a musical explorer. You can travel through the classics for kids. So example, I click musical dictionary. So as you click the musical dictionary, it's just like an ordinary dictionary, but of course it contains the difficult terms under music. For example, you click a cappella. So as you click the word a cappella, it will bring you to the definition itself. So, songs and singers. And of course, you can also hear the correct pronunciation of this word. So let's try it.
Acapella.
Next, you can also see here the example of a cappella. You just click this button. So as you hear now the example of the word a cappella. So you just go back. So aside from musical dictionary, we also have here the music. For example, you click this one. So it will bring you into different names of composers and of course their famous works. Example, Johann Sebastian Bach. You click this one and you automatically hear his composition. So after we discuss about this category, about hear the music, let's now proceed to the instrument of the orchestra. So just click this one. So as you click the instrument of orchestra, all you need to do there is to just click here the choices. For example, you click this man, and then you click this button, and then you will hear the entire music of the different instruments of orchestra. If you want to hear this instrument, pause, then click this one, then you will hear the instrument that you just clicked. Another. So there you go. You hear the different instruments under orchestra. Back. Next we have instrument families. You click this one and it will bring you into these different choices. We have all instruments A to Z. You can find here the different kinds of instruments that are arranged alphabetically. Next, we have American folk instruments, brass instruments, classroom instruments, electronic instruments, keyboard instruments, percussion instruments, string instruments, woodwind instruments, and the last one, we have the world instrument. So on this tab, you will see the different kinds of instruments categorized according to their families. For example, you will click the percussion instruments. So as you click the category percussion instruments, you will see here the different kinds of instruments according to this category. So for example, we have the bass drum. You click this one and it automatically can hear the sound of the bass drum. Another example, we have here the cymbals. So you can hear now the sound of the cymbals. Let's go back. Next, we have the musical careers. So as you click musical careers, it will bring you to many forms. You can either be a performer, a conductor, an administrator, or a teacher. So you go back. So after we talk about musical careers, let's proceed now to musical periods. So as you click this tab, we will show you from different periods from Baroque to jazz. So for example, you click Baroque, and then here it is. You can see the different famous composers under this period. And aside from that, when you click this one, you will hear automatically their famous composition. That is. So you go back. Next, we have Be a Musical Explorer. Click this one. On this tab, you can be a musical explorer and have fun all along the way with the use of this educational tool. It has here choices for grade K to 3 and for grade 4 to 5. For example, you click Instruments Have a Family. When you click this one, it will give you a form that all you need to do is just to fill up. You go back. So as we finish talking about the music tab, let's proceed now to the next tab. You click this tab and you will see the different category under this tab. We have events, the links, our bulletin board, and the last one, we have the Of Note newsletter. So in events, it's just simple. All you need to do is just listen to all music that made the composers famous. The links, it is an interactive dictionary of musical terms. The third one, our bulletin board. On this category, it will give you an idea of getting letters, postcards, or even the drawings. The last one, it is an interactive way to see and hear the instruments of the orchestra. For example, you click the third one, our bulletin board. So, here it is. It will show you different kinds of bulletin board that become your guide, reference as you made your own bulletin board under music. So you go back now. So after we discuss or demonstrate on the More tab, let's proceed now to the last tab, for grown-ups. So as you click this tab, you can see now here the different category under this tab. First, we have the lesson plan. Second, tips and advice. Third, books and media. Fourth one, we have music education. The fifth, for parents. And the last category, we have for teachers. So in lesson planning, on this educational tool, it will provide you plans in practical, effective activities for grade 5 to help you teach the basic music to your students. And tips and advice. This will help for parents often have many questions about helping their younger choose an instrument. So it gives you a tips and advice regarding on music. Next, we have books and media. It will bring you into different books and media contains information about music that can help your teacher answer questions from it. The fourth one, we have music education. On this category, you will learn more about the benefits of music education and find some activities you can use to bring classical music alive for your students and of course to your children. Next, we have for parents. On this category, parents will have an idea of what they're going to do to make their children more lively in learning process on their music. Last one, we have for teacher. It helps for making music part of your regular classroom activities. So for example, you click lesson plan category. So as you click this one, in this category, you can now have information regarding on making your lesson plan. So for example, you have the topic about Ludwig von Beethoven. So as you click this one, it will bring you into the life, the different composition, and the time frame of this composer. So in this lesson planning, it helps you on making your own lesson plan, of course, regarding on music. So this is an example of how to make your lesson plan. You have here for grade 3 to 5 and for grade 2. So you go back. Next, example for teacher. So as you click this category, this site is designed to help to use classical music as part of your daily classroom activities. Classical music not only has the power to stimulate the mind, enrich the heart, and soothe the soul, it can also help you meet the educational objectives of your student. So another example is for teacher. So as you click this category under grown-ups, there you go. This site is designed to help you use classical music as part of your daily classroom activities. Classical music not only has the power to stimulate the mind, enrich the heart, and soothe the soul, it can also help you meet the educational objectives of your student. So it helps your student be a musical explorer. And aside from that, this category offers lesson plans, resources, audios, and of course, standards. So you go back. So we already finished demonstrating the use of these features: the home, the composers, the games, music, more, and last for grown-ups. As we finished talking about the use of the features of this educational tool, let's now proceed to the last part. I'll give it to Teacher May, and she will give you a creative activity with the use of this educational tool.
Here's the instruction. I will give names of different composers and search about their lives and enumerate their popular compositions and classify where period they belong with the use of this educational tool. Are you ready now for our activity? If your answer is yes, so bring it on. But wait, before anything else, I need your full attention and let yourself discover and explore. There's a lot of activities you can make out of this educational tool. You can make this as your source, guide, references for the student learning process. And for the teachers, it serves as instructional materials for their teaching process. All you need to do is to make your activity more fun, interesting, and enjoyable for learning.
This ends our presentation.
We hope that you enjoyed it.
And of course, you learned something from our educational tool.
But if you do have questions and clarifications,
Don't forget to email us on www.teacherseducational.com. Once again, I'm Teacher